Hello dear students, my name is Lucky Ahuja and I am your EVS teacher. So students, we had started your chapter 4 named sports competition and we have started the part 1. We finished it and today we will talk about part 2. In part 1, we have seen that in Neelam's school, Panchayat level sports competition were going to be held and there were lot of preparations going on and Neelam was a part of managing the ground team and the game which she was allotted was Kabaddi. So, in this part we will talk many things about the game of Kabaddi. Let's start students. As soon as the game started, the game referee mentioned all the rules of the game to the players. So, here we are talking about the game of Kabaddi. So, as soon as the game started, first of all the game referee mentioned all the rules to the players. So, what was those rules? So, we are going to study, we are going to learn about all those rules of the game of Kabaddi. So, first rule was the player given the turn will utter Kabaddi Kabaddi without releasing the breath. So, this was very important thing. So, what they have to do actually, they have to utter the words Kabaddi Kabaddi and they have not to release their breath. Then the second thing, the player has to cross the touch line. So, the first line was touch line. So, the player who was playing first of all has to cross the touch line or else the player will be considered out. So, if the player was not able to cross the touch line, he or she will be considered out. Then what was next there? Let's see. Next line is the bonus line. So, after touch line there was one more line which is named as bonus line. Crossing it by one leg with the other leg lifted even a little bit in air will earn additional 1 point. So, this is also an important rule that the next line is named as bonus line and crossing it by one leg, even the other leg is lifted in air, that will earn additional 1 point to the team which is going for raid. Then the third thing is important here. During this, when a player goes for a raid, during this the number of players of the opponent team the player touches and then is able to cross the middle line, those many points will be earned by the player's team. So, you must have seen the game of Kabaddi, you must have played the game of Kabaddi. This is the important thing in that game, that a player goes for raid and when he touches the players of opponent team and how many players he touches, then all those points will be earned by the team of that player. Then if the player is caught and fails to reach the middle line, the player will be considered out. So, if the player is not able to come back after touching the players of opponent team, then the player will be considered out. So, if the players of opponent team caught the player who is gone for raid, then that player will be considered out and points will be given to the opponent team. तो बच्चों, ये सारा चीज़ जो कबड्डी का खेल है उसके नियम है, आप जानते होंगे कि दो टीम्स खेलती हैं, एक एक प्लेयर रेड के लिए जाता है और वहाँ जाने पर उसे टच लाइन को छूकर ही आना होता है और जितने दूसरी टीम के मेंबर्स को वो टच करके वापस आ जाता है उतने पॉइंट्स उसकी टीम को मिल जाते हैं। लेकिन अगर जो प्लेयर रेड के लिए गया है उसे पकड़ लिया जाता है, यानी विरोधी टीम के साथी जो खेल रहे हैं वो उसे पकड़ लेते हैं, तो उस स्थिति में वो प्लेयर आउट होता है और जो अपोजिट टीम है, विरोधी टीम है, उसको पॉइंट मिलते हैं। सो दीज आर द इंटरेस्टिंग रूल्स ऑफ द गेम ऑफ कबड्डी. लेट्स मूव नेक्स्ट. So, this is the picture where children are playing Kabaddi. So you can see there are two teams in the game of Kabaddi. There's a middle line and one of the player from one side goes for raid and he tries to touches the members of opponent team, and those players of opponent team try to catch the player who has came to their side for raid. Then the players who are out in Kabaddi will come back to their groups in the same order in which they were out. So this is important that they will come back to their teams when their team will earn points, and they will be coming back in the same order in which they were out. Then after 20 minutes there will be a break of 10 minutes. So the game started and it continued for 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes there will be a gap of or a break of 10 minutes. After the break the game will continue for 20 more minutes. So actually the game is played for 40 minutes, but it is in two parts, 20 minutes, then there is a break of 10 minutes, and again there is a game of 20 minutes. So the team that earns more points will be the winner. So it's quite easy that every team has to get some points, and the team which will get maximum points, so out of those two teams the team which will get higher points will be the विनर. तो बच्चों ये हुआ हमारी बातें कबड्डी के खेल के बारे में. सो इस चैप्टर में स्पोर्ट्स कंपटीशन में आपने एक गेम के बारे में सीखा. वो कौन सा है? कबड्डी का गेम. सो in last class I asked you a question and I told you that if you were not able to find the answer of that question, I'll answer that question. So the question was that which sport is having largest playground? So students, the answer of that question is polo is the sport which is having the largest playground. So what is polo? You have to find it out. That is your task. So we will meet in the next part. This is all about today. Thank you for watching.